The following program is brought to you with limited commercial interruption.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome to the show that we're doing right now.
What the hell are we doing on this show?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's go. What is this?
Giggity, 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 goo.
Who else but
The Q?
It's showtime! Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Q. Now you're listening to the best pop culture, current events, current affairs show east or west of that Mississippi River, hailing from the great city of St. Louis and worldwide at the QNow.com. I am your host, Mark Bland. Welcome to the show. I am excited to have you guys here. Joining me as usual on his microphone, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. It is my co-host, Jason Kull. What's going on, Jay?
What's going on with you?
I am excited.
I am too.
Do you know how excited I am right now?
Pretty excited.
I mean, I'm really excited.
Is it because of this guy that's next to me?
It's because of the guy that's next to you. Ladies
Right.
and gentlemen, one Mr. Keegan Emmert has returned and is here to dazzle us. Hi, Keegan.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with us.
I'm glad to be here.
We really appreciate it. We, like you said, we let a little time slip between us so that we could give people a reason, to give you time to come up with some new ideas and things that you wanted to do with us tonight.
Yeah, it's been like a year, right?
It's been about a year, maybe a little over a year. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's probably been a little over a year. I think it was in
it was 23.
late 23 when he did it, and now it's 2025. So
crazy.
so there it is. But Keegan Emmert is back here to dazzle us with his mystery magic.
Dazzle.
Once again, we can't wait. Donald Trump, he released a bunch of people that beat the police, all while claiming to respect Trump supporters that police officers, or wait, does he? I'm not sure. Does he?
No. How do you do that, right?
I don't know. We'll talk about that here in a second. And Nashville had a school shooting, and the killer is a Candace Owens fan and an Elon saluter in the bathroom mirrors.
Roman salute.
Oh, no.
I know, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen, we're going to discuss this.
Roman salute.
But, that's where we are at. And Keegan Emmert is here. But, listen, Keegan, there's a lot to do on this show, okay? And we know that you're not necessarily what we would consider the political individual. Not that you aren't willing to talk some politics like you did the last time we were on the show.
True, yes.
And we had some conversations. And you know what? Let's start off this way, Jason. If we were to enter this show properly, I feel like Keegan coming back after a little while. He is a grown man. He's a married man. He is working on. He's a new father.
Yes.
He's working on all of those wonderful things in his life. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What's boy or girl?
It's a boy.
It's a boy. What's his name?
Killian.
Oh, we've had this conversation, haven't we?
I think
I sent you a message and asked you his name in there. So we have Killian, which is another great Irish name,
I mean,
right?
exactly, yeah.
And by the way,
Strong
I'm
Irish
57% Irish. If everybody hasn't been reminded on this show 30 different times over the last 3 years since I found out.
Did you do a 23?
I am now. I did the Ancestry.com. Same thing, 57% Irish. Always thought I was German.
My dad did one of those. I think he did the same thing. I think he did an Ancestry.
He did an Ancestry one?
I do believe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with those. Have you ever done one of those, Keegan? Like a 23andMe? You should do it.
I probably will at some point.
No, I'm dead serious. I know that the people are like, oh, I don't want to give my spit to the blah, blah, blah. It's like they gave you a number the day you were born. They know everything you've ever done since that day. You can sit here and try to pretend all you want, but I have men that work in fire protection, police departments, and everything else that can go pull those numbers on any of the guys in this room anytime they want, and they'll get all the information that we pretty much claim, oh, I don't want that. I don't want them having that. They shouldn't know that.
Truth is being said.
They know that if you're in a volleyball league on Roblox, they know what you're doing. They got it figured out. Now, with that being stated, you, sir, are less clicks. Love you. Listen, Donald Trump is now the president of the United States. He was sworn in this past week at the inauguration. And over this last year, when you weren't on our show, you weren't hanging out with us, you were having all these great things happen in your life, this was slowly happening behind the scenes between Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump, and everybody, and all the politics that come around every few years, and you know it. You've dealt with it before in your life.
Right, exactly.
This is all the norm. Keegan, what is your stance of how things went down, how you see it, where we're at today? Like, what did you think? Like, where was Keegan in all this? And you can even talk on behalf of your family, yourself, however you want to do it.
Of course.
Where were you at?
Yeah, so kind of watching everything unfold, I noticed the biggest pull, I think, for why a lot of people ended up voting for Donald Trump, and it was kind of myself included, was that there was sort of a disenfranchisement between the way that the left was kind of speaking towards young men.
Okay.
And it kind of seemed, I mean, that, you know, I've heard about this a little bit, but it kind of seemed like they were kind of pushing the idea, you know, like, we don't need the vote of young men in the regular.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I know
That's
a lot of my male friends ended up kind of feeling like, well, they were Democrat, but they kind of felt like they got pushed away from the party, and they just decided to go towards.
What about it made them feel pushed away? Did those conversations come up? Like, obviously they said they felt pushed away, but were there any details that you gave or they gave, or like, of what made you feel pushed away or made you feel like there just wasn't that there? You know, it's kind of on behalf of each person, no matter what age you are, once you get to voting age, to kind of pay attention, research the politics for what it's worth, find out where you stand and who you agree with and who you want to run your country and be over the top of your life over this 4-year period, depending on who you are.
Yes.
So, like, what about it? Like, where was that at? Where was that disconnect where young men just didn't go find out for themselves what works for them?
It was probably a lot of the campaigning. The campaigning I felt from Kamala Harris felt like it was trying to be geared towards a bunch of different groups, but none of the groups mentioned had to do with young men. I noticed that, and a lot of my friends noticed that as well. So because of that, when you have Donald Trump going on to podcasts like Joe Rogan and trying to speak to young men, even if they don't agree with them politically, I could see that they essentially went more towards the right. And that's what ended up happening, I think, with a lot of young men.
I think he's right. I think you're right. They had the opportunity. Hey, he's taking off. He's got something he's got to do. No, I understand why maybe she didn't want to go on to Rogan, because why?
And
Why
it wasn't
do
even
that?
just that. I mean,
You know,
but I felt like that was
like
a
an
part
example of him.
Yes.
Because she chose not to do that, to not engage that thing. That was turning down a young. Well, let's think about this, though. Now, Keegan, let's be honest, right? Would you say that a show like Me and Jason's, that we do on this station right here, is in the same vein as a Joe Rogan? Like, we're laid back, right? We have magicians on. We're not just talking politics all the time. Like, we're laid back in the Joe Rogan way, but the things that we talk about, when we approach them and talk about them, we don't sound like Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have any weed.
And I feel like, this type of show is there for that, though. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
I got you.
The last time a magician went on Joe Rogan, he didn't like it. So I know this is different.
Well, we like Joe Rogan. We like. We're not poking. We like.
No, we like magicians.
Yeah, we like magicians and stuff. But I'm okay. So
we're on a conspiracy theory.
Now, here's the thing. I don't have umbrage with that, right? If a person uses that as their reasoning of why they decided not to get involved in something, that's fine with me, right? Because everybody makes a million different decisions for a million different reasons, but it applies to their life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a typical Joe Rogan listener. That doesn't mean I don't know who Joe Rogan is. It doesn't mean I don't listen to episodes of his and enjoy the conversations that happen on him. I do. You know, I'm not that old, but I'm not that young either. So, like, I listen. I'm like Joe Rogan. I'm a middle-aged guy. I listen to things and check them out and things like this. I would never, though, base my political decision-making on if somebody came on this show or Joe Rogan show or listened to our show or listened to Joe Rogan show. Like, I don't think that would be, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
And maybe we wouldn't, but I know there's a bunch of people that they did.
And that's fair.
Which, you know, it's crazy that's what convinces people is just going on a show. But
now, you say you voted for Donald Trump?
So I actually voted for Kamala Harris.
Okay.
So I am more left politically, but I understood why there was so much voting of the right.
Okay.
I totally got it.
Now, I think our biggest issue, ladies and gentlemen, with what you're saying, Keegan, isn't a problem with what you said or what the people said. It's that now that we're in hindsight, right? The inauguration's over. Donald Trump is now in control of the United States.
Yes.
He walked into the office, and right off the bat, he rescinded an executive order from another Republican. If I maybe is Lyndon Johnson? That was
Democrat.
It's a Democrat. Okay,
yeah.
but another executive order from a president from the 1970s. Do you see what I'm saying? The 1960s or whatever.
64,
like
the 64.
It was
Civil
Lyndon
Rights Act.
Johnson. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
he pulled
Like
that out.
the thing that was one of the biggest moves, not the amendment, which is still in the Constitution. Though I feel like at a certain point, he's just going to come up one day and go, "Oh no, guys, the First Amendment doesn't exist anymore. You don't have a right to freedom of speech." And then when that happens, a guy like me is going to go, "That's crazy." Jason's going to go, "That's crazy."
Yeah.
Evan's going to go, "That's crazy." You're going to go, "That's crazy." Everybody we know is going to go, "That's crazy." You just took the oldest number one rule they put on the book and threw it away because you want to be able to. That's the issue, Jay.
Yes.
Everything seems like the vengeance that he kept
That's what we're
talking
doing.
about. And it's like, we get it. You guys buy a lot of Gravy Seal stuff and put on like fake flak jackets on the weekends to pretend that you can shoot and tough and this, that, and the other. Great. Anybody can do that. And I'm really glad you can take out a coffee can from 25 yards away. Like, that's fantastic. What if they're shooting back at you? You know, the deer never shoot back at you. Yeah. Those ducks never shoot back at you here in Missouri.
Notoriously known for not shooting.
Those other things never shoot back. Pheasants don't shoot back at you. A lot of things don't shoot back at you. You know what does? Liberals on the south side of Chicago, they'll shoot back at you for sure, won't they,
Overpower
Jay?
you with it.
They'll overpower
Weaponry.
you and take their weapons away from you. So maybe you guys should start practicing surviving the game with Ice-T a little bit more and a lot less of talking trash on a stupid microphone and trying to be cool.
You know, he campaigned on the idea that everything is so expensive. So he gets into office. He does what you're talking about. He rescinds Joe Biden's executive order to make not penicillin, to make insulin. $35.
Right. By the way, a diabetic who hosts this show named Mark Bland, sitting right here, who has
might need
insulin
that.
and shoots it into his side all the time. Thanks, you fat, tall loser that I literally can stand face to face and nose to nose with and tell you to your face you're a loser. I know a lot of them dudes in Washington, D.C. ain't as tall as you and me and Barron, but I am one of the dudes who is as tall as you. I just want you to remember that.
But you know, he did that. He made that more expensive. He pardons a bunch of criminals. Nothing he did has been about prices. He's not even come close to that. He's pardoned the January 6 guys. He rescinded that order. He took protection away from John Bolton and Mike Pompeo, paying them back. Nothing has been about gas, prices, food, medication.
But why isn't it, Jay? Why not? Why aren't we doing any of that?
Because he's never going to.
Because he's never going to? Is it possible to do it?
The people who voted for him, their hate overrid their intellect.
Is it possible that the president of the United States has the ability to talk to people and discuss with them trying to lower prices, work on price gouging, and stop things? Is it possible for a president to do that?
Sure. One already did.
But not this one.
Not this one, because this one's about vengeance.
Right.
This presidency is about paying people back for holding him accountable.
You know what's great about vengeance? You have to be willing to have done it before.
Right.
People who've never really paid out vengeance the way it deserves to be paid out have never done it before.
No.
They've always been too afraid to pull that cord and make that move. And ladies and gentlemen, that is just a problem now. Like, we are in this position where prices, listen, we're only 4 days in, though. I'm not going to sit there and going to, like, down Donald Trump as if it's been 4 years. Yeah. I'm looking back now. It's 2028, and nothing this man has ever said has happened at all. That's not what I'm going to say or do at all. Because that's not fair to Donald Trump, and that's not true. But I can discuss the things that he has done, and we're doing that right now live on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. More with myself, Keegan, and Jason. When we come back, we're gonna talk about a little bit more about this. I've got a story I got to read on this. So we'll be back on the show right after this. 1280 AM, 105.3. Welcome back to the QNow. Mark Bland, live from the Gateway Fiber studios of 105.3 FM KYRO, 102.5 WIBH for all of our Southern Illinois listeners that love to catch us on Saturday mornings, 7 to 9 a.m. We appreciate it. So Keegan gets listened to in a lot of different places. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's exciting, guys. All right, well, let's get into it.
Getting
Okay?
up early to watch it.
I know. Man, I got that headphone loud. I don't know why it's so loud now. Must have been for somebody else.
Was it?
I can't remember. I can't tell what's going on here. Wait a second. I'm really confused now because my pages are all.
You know what? You find that, and I'll tell Keegan something.
Well, no, all of my pages are not.
But, you were talking about how it's only 4 days in. We're not saying, oh, what's he going to do? My point is, though, we're 4 days in, and he's never even mentioned anything about lowering prices for this. There's not even a plan. We're attacking John Bolton and Mike Pompeo. And
now it just feels like he's just signing executive orders.
That's all he's doing. That's all he's doing. Okay.
We're hinting that we're going to go after Joe Biden. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Democratic Senator Adam Schiff fiercely condemned Donald Trump for issuing mass pardons for 1,500 January 6th insurrectionists, calling it a staggeringly lawless act. Speaking on MSNBC, Schiff accused Trump of betraying law enforcement, stating he doesn't give a rat's blank about law enforcement. That much is clear. Schiff argued that the pardons send a dangerous message, which we were just discussing the pardons. Trump is essentially telling people who would commit violence on his behalf that he will protect them and that he has their back. That's a sitting president of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, a convicted criminal felon who let other convicted criminal felons out of jail and is telling them verbally, yeah, I got your back. Shame. By the way, he's never coming to Winfield. He's never coming here. He's never coming to your city.
You wouldn't invite him here?
He's not going to get you out of jail. He's not going to help you with anything. You'll send him a text, a tweet, a Truth Social. You'll be on X tomorrow. You'll be everywhere sending the messages. Come get me. I murdered a liberal on your behalf here in Winfield. I got rid of him because I got me some guns. And guess what? You're going to go to jail. And you're not going to get out. And he's not going to let you out because you weren't a January 6th protester doing it with Buffalo face mask on. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, usually when I go on tours of capitals and stuff, I like to wear full face paint and buffalo headrests and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's how I like to get around and do things. That shows that I'm peacefully just hanging out.
You don't show up to listen to the president speak shirtless with a buffalo head on and your chest painted.
Of course I do, Jason. Of course I do.
And that's the other thing too about the whole thing. And we talked about January 6th over and over again, but they brought a gallows with them.
It
was planned.
And by the way,
they weren't rioters.
Listen, there was one senator or congressman that proposed inviting all of the January 6th protesters to get like special awards or whatever on behalf of the government from Donald Trump.
It's infuriating.
Once again, this is the Nick Schroer type people of the world that they're just going to kiss up to whatever they can to get what they can out of it. Now,
zero class.
Now, if I would have been I'd lean into it. I'm not like everybody else. See, I told you a second ago. People who have never done vengeance have no idea how it works. A guy like me who's been down those roads before, trust me, I would have leaned into this. I would have gone and said, hey, do you guys mind if we get some gallows and put them right out here in front of the Capitol building? I just want to show those guys from January 6th how on their side we are with them, because this is what they wanted to do. I want it to be right here so we can take pictures with it. That's what I would have done. I would have leaned in hard, Keegan. Leaned in hard. Now, Keegan, what do you think of Donald Trump releasing these individuals from the January 6th stuff out of prison? What's your personal opinion?
I mean, the picture it paints, it's just like it almost makes it seem like you can just get away with anything.
It seems like it looks that way.
If you know the right person, obviously the right person would be Donald Trump now that he's in this position of power.
Right. You got to know him because he's around here. He's got a local a breakfast nook right up the road here by the Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
nuts.
I got no words for it.
And here's the funny thing. Those friends of yours that might have changed their mind, right? Might have switched over to the other side because of whatever reason it is. Or even the friends of yours who were always going to vote for Donald Trump. They didn't care one way or the other. how do you view them after things like this? Like, this has to put a bit of smudging onto those people that we care about and love, that we respect. And by the way, let's be honest, I don't think Keegan is going to be demonizing any of his friends and family. We're not going to demonize any of Keegan's friends or family, because everybody here is an adult and has a vote, and they choose who they want to vote for. We understand that's already in the past, guys. That was November 5th of last year. We're way past that now. So put that smudge, right? There's got to be a little bit of a like a thorn in the side. Like, man, why would you go and do something like that?
I almost
because it shows stupidity.
Right.
I think
I treat it as, I mean, at this point, because it's gotten so far down the rabbit hole over the past 4 years, just, the lead up to this too, with Trump saying, he's going to take office and everything.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
I just have to treat these people with love and compassion, which is very different from how a lot of people treat.
Do we hold them at arm's length though? Do we hey, your judgment, your decision making might not be at the top notch here. And by the way, and I think the last time we had you on the show, what do you do for a living? Like, outside of the magic, and is magic what you're doing full time?
Magic's usually what I'm doing full time.
He's the man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you're not doing you were working somewhere else before?
I was, and I still do that a little bit here and there, but
a little bit here and there. Okay, that's fair. No, that's okay. I understand. And we're here to promote your magic and you and this, that, and the other. I'm just saying, if you're working on a project and 5 people voted for Trump, and you're like, yeah, guys, yeah, this is why the M370 730 plane here keeps crashing out of the sky. Some of you guys keep making these decisions, and now us over here are just kind of with our hands in the air going, well, they voted for Trump and they designed that wing of the plane, so whatever.
Yeah, I've washed my hands of the people that I know that voted for him. You voted for him twice. You saw what happened the first time. You have. I just don't know how they can look me in the eye and tell me they're Christian. How do you do that?
So here's how I see it. There's probably going to be a tipping point at some point, potentially, for some of these people that voted for him, where they're going to get disenfranchised with him if he goes to, he's obviously at extremes now, but he might go to a further extreme that might disenfranchise some of these, people that voted for him.
No, you're good.
That I love and care for. And I want to still be there for
them when they're ready to make. And here's the thing.
I don't want to come at them and oh, I told you so.
Listen, I think you make a really good point, Keegan. And I think everybody needs to listen to that again. Right. What Keegan just said, because that's important. This idea that there's a lot of them out there that voted based off the idea that they just have more conservative fiscal ideals, which is the old way of voting, right?
Yeah.
Fiscally conservative, liberally fiscal. That's the two sides, guys. That's where liberal and conservative come from, is liberal fiscal, liberal financial, and conservative financial. Those are the sides.
He must be a really great guy, or I'm broken, because I literally
no, that's fair.
Washed my hands of these people. I have nothing ever to say to them again.
But the point that Keegan makes is, if he continues down this path of just this outlandish amount of decisions over and over, switching everything, destroying entire sections of it. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, they have not taken getting rid of the VA off the table. It's still right there.
All this stuff.
That's your moms and dads who were in the military, and that's their pensions and their money that the government was going to pay them for life because they gave their lives for this country. There are people who are dead in caskets from 30 years ago that literally their families live off of some of that because they gave their life for Donald Trump to turn around and kick affirmative action down the street like it doesn't matter, and all people of color they deserve to get beaten for it. And that is not right. That is not right at all.
Look what they did. They took the Spanish-speaking part of the White House, the whitehouse.gov. website. There's no Spanish speaking.
They took the Constitution stuff.
They took the Constitution link down.
Jeez.
Right?
Guys, they took the Constitution off of the White House website. Literally. Now,
just want to keep you dumb and angry.
This is time for one of my shushes. You ready? Shh. Everybody, shh. Listen to Mark for a second. Listen to Mark. Shh. Okay, good. Here we go. Listen. When push comes to shove, right? Most people know the most important pieces of the Constitution that they need to know. The most important one that they need to know, Keegan and Jason, at all times, is the one that says you have the right to bear arms. That's the Second Amendment. Now, I don't need your website to tell me that exists, and I definitely don't need you to pull out a piece of paper with the Constitution written on it for me to like peruse over as you pull the gun on me while we're hunting out in the middle of the field and decide it's murder time, okay? We don't need to have a conversation about does Mark have the right to bear arms, pull his gun out and use it to defend himself, castle law style. We don't need any guns for any of that. We don't need any of that stuff. We all know those rules. Some of us got lawyers that are even bigger than yours. Even bigger than yours. Ooh. Gosh, Jason.
Those lawyers that
Jason,
make stuff go away.
It would be amazing if you and me just had more power and influence than we currently do.
Wouldn't that be something?
It would be something if that ever happened.
If a thing like that would happen, that would be just crazy.
If a thing like that ever happened, it would be pretty crazy. But I guys, who lets criminals out of prison? A sycophant. I'm sorry, a sycophant does that. Who tries to make it all right for criminals to be criminals? Other criminals do that. That's other criminals. Donald Trump was convicted of crimes. So were the January 6 people. And now they're all out. That doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I'm lost on that. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
I'm lost. And by the way, let me put this out there for you all. If I was another prisoner who had nothing to do with January 6th at all, and I'm in the same jail cell as a January 6th guy. And by the way, what I'm in jail for is not much worse than what they're in jail for, right? They beat police officers, trespass, this, that, and the other. I got into a fist fight with two police officers when I was getting arrested because of a bar fight at a local bar or whatever, and this, that, and the other. Now I'm sitting in jail for the next 5 years off the decisions I made. You're sitting in jail for the next 5 years. But then, because you decided to do it on behalf of Donald Trump. And by the way, as a prisoner, I agree with you on Donald Trump stuff. I would have voted for Donald Trump too, except for he's pardoning you. He didn't come to me about any of my stuff. He's not letting me out of prison for anything. Why not? My stuff was the same as or less than.
And he didn't. He could have just like commuted the sentences and let them out. He pardoned these people.
Yes.
These people are no longer felons. Some of those people were charged and convicted with seditious conspiracy. That's a traitor. That is an enemy of the United States.
Is it?
We are living in the weirdest world.
Within bounds to say that Donald Trump could be considered, for this move, a traitor.
Yeah.
To the laws and the rules that we have. Guys.
Yeah.
Decades go by. Different people become president. Senators. Congress people. They all work together. Hey, I'll give you a great example. Let me explain to you how the government really works so you get a really good understanding of this. And maybe for some of you slower Trump, soft-brain Trump people out there, maybe this'll skibbity your Ohio, okay? Maybe that's what this'll do. Let me use some young people language. It'll skibbity your Ohio. Let me sigma this for you, okay? Let me sigma this for you. He's laughing because his daughter says it all the time. Let me sigma this for you, okay? Real simple. At one point in time, the banks had no regulations, and the savings and loans companies were allowed to do what they wanted. And over many, many years of talk and this, that, and the other, they started to do things. And by the late 1980s, they had literally crashed the economy. George H.W. Bush inherited, by the way, professional political commentator along with Jason Kull right there. We know our stuff. Mm-hmm. We don't need our little computers and our friends to make fake conspiracy videos in our fake war rooms. We just know our stuff that well. Those guys screwed everything up, sent us into a recession. They decided to regulate the banks. By the end of the 1990s, just 10 years, things had gotten fixed. They got rid of all the bad things out of the savings and loans that they were trying to do with upside down stuff. And you can go watch this. Movies like The Big Short, Wolf of Wall Street. They talk about all these types of things in all these movies. But at the end of the day, at the end of his presidency, Bill Clinton was pressured enough to where he felt, okay, they're telling me that if I allow this to happen, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
And this is going to work out.
Just a little relaxing.
So there it
right?
is. Decades of stuff that was tried and it failed. Then we put stopgaps and laws in place on purpose to make sure it didn't happen again. Then a couple of years go by and someone who could rescind that, a president named Bill Clinton, turned around in the late 90s, 1999, and deregulated the banks again. Then, all of a sudden, by 2008, what happened, Jason? What
Housing
happened?
market.
The housing market crashed because all the loan companies started with the banks to get in cahoots with each other. They couldn't back the loans, all this other, and then boom, we're right back in the same situation. If you left the laws and the rules in place that took decades to get to prove, and then we did 10 more years of proving it from 99 to 08, 10 more years of proving it, maybe these laws that were put in place for seditious treason, for breaking and entering, trespassing. Don't punch Keegan or Killian in the face as you walk by them at the supermarket. You're not allowed to do that. Don't do it. Those laws were put in place because we already tried it before and it failed. And no, Donald Trump, you're not the smartest businessman to ever be in that position. No. There were listen, during your inauguration, you're like, well, we're going to change it from Denali back to Mount McKinley. And I'm like, that's great.
Nobody cares.
That's fantastic. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, I don't care about cheaper gas and cheaper food or none of the stuff that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden promised that we would pull off. No. What I care about is, will we change it to the Gulf of America? Yeah. That's what I'm worried about. And it's like, why are you worried about that?
We're going to have 4 years of distraction politics.
Mark came on the show and explained why Gulf of Mexico's and all the executive orders changed the name to Gulf of America. Now the executive orders to stop drilling don't apply because the Gulf of America is not the Gulf of Mexico. So now those laws don't. Look at Keegan. Keegan literally grabbed his forehead when he heard me say that. He didn't even hear that before. That's what I'm trying to explain to you all.
My God.
You should all be listening to me and Jason in liberal politics. If you are an American citizen who is a patriot of any sort whatsoever, and you want good information and to be told things that are important, you should be listening. Now, you know what? I'm done talking to you all. We're going to a break. Bye. $12:80 a.m., 105.3 FM, KYRO, the Gateway Fiber Studios. Mark Bland, the QNow, Jason Kull, and our guest, that amazing magician sitting right over there, a man for our heart, Keegan Emmert.
Thank you.
We've been talking a little bit about a bunch of different things, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to get to some magic and some fun here shortly. Don't worry about that at all.
Keegan, a man of your heart. Should we throw our heart to Keegan? You know how to throw your heart, right? You slap your chest and then keep your hand as flat like a blade as you can and then throw a heart out there just like that, as high up as you can and flat. That's how you throw. Did you know that? Most people don't know that. That's exactly how you do it.
Jason, that's not where I was going to go, but we can't talk about that.
From Rome?
You just mentioned his heart.
We can kind of, listen, I just want everybody to know that
Roman style.
in a conversation with a friend of ours, Wyatt, recently, we were talking about the Elon salute, as I like to call it. It's the new Elon salute. A lot of autistics back in the 1930s, evidently. And with that, I sent him a picture because he was trying not to defend it, but he's like, I'm not going to call him a Nazi. And I was like, okay, cool. But I was like, here's a video of Elon making the Taylor Swift heart and then pointing at the crowd at one of these TED Talks he does. And here's him giving his heart at the national inauguration of the president. These two things do not look the same.
Yes.
And one looks like the heart and give it to the crowd, and the other one looks like the Nazi salute. Now,
and he was pumped up when he did it, too.
Couple of things here real quick on this. This is one where I was going to go. I was going to talk about the shooting in Nashville.
Yes.
I really was. But you know what? We've talked about so many school shootings.
Right.
The one thing that I just want to mention about the 17-year-old Solomon Henderson at the Antioch High School shooting.
Did they die? I thought they said
he shot himself. Yeah,
but did he die?
I don't know if he died or not.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I thought he killed himself.
That's what I thought, but then they didn't mention any deaths.
Well, the 16-year-old Jocelyn Correa Escalante died.
Okay.
He shot her. He shot her.
He shot 2 people and then stepped back and shot himself.
All right, hold on. Jason's just... See, this is the problem. You see,
look it up.
Jason is not up to date on this. I am up to date on this. This is the problem.
You've got the
Jason.
latest stuff.
On January 22nd, 17-year-old Solomon Henderson carried out a shooting at Antioch High School in Nashville, Tennessee, resulting in the death of 16-year-old Jocelyn Escalante and injuries to 2 others before taking his own life. Jason, taking his own life. Investigations revealed that Henderson had a 300-page manifesto expressing far-right ideologies, including praise for Adolf Hitler and references to previous school shootings. He also cited right-wing commentator Candace Owens and far-right influencer Nick Fuentes as inspirations.
Bet there was a lot of Roman salutes in that guy's house.
Stating that Owens' insights push him further and further into belief of violence over the Jewish question. Okay, guys.
The Jewish.
I'm sorry. No, Jay, don't laugh because it's not funny. I'm done. I'm turning you off. I'll turn you off on that.
It's like an exasperate.
Nope, I'm turning you off on it. I can't have you on. You're not coming through his microphone. I can't even have that. No, Jason. I'm not going to laugh about this at all. Listen, this is really kind of pathetic. I got a young black man who is 100% MAGA infused. You can tell. He is a diehard MAGA. He's a Candace Owens fan, a Nick Fuentes fan. When those guys are hanging out with Donald Trump, he likes it. He didn't have a problem with the Adolf Hitler salute stuff. He did it in a mirror. I saw the picture of him doing it in the mirror at the school or whatever like that. This is an individual who goes out and then cites in his manifesto, black women like Candace Owens that support Donald Trump and right-wing conspiracy theorists that are racist like Nick Fuentes who support Donald Trump influence me in regards to the Jewish situation and make me want to do this. Now, for all of you black men out there, black men for Trump, blacks for MAGA, things like that. All of you out there, Forgiato Blow, who thinks he's just a less fat, tall version of Titus from AEW or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. My point being, is you guys, this looks bad. Now I've got black men killing people in their high schools because black MAGA women tell them they need to.
Right.
That's it. There it is. You can sit here and tell me on this show all day long, oh, Mark, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Mark, you're not up to date. That's his own manifesto, guys. And by the way, you all live your lives online. Every 13-year-old kid out there right now has his Snapchat, his Discord, his this, his that. They're playing the Roblox like we talked about. They're doing their thing. You all are putting your lives online. You're telling everybody about all of it. And then you write up manifestos and then literally show us, oh, yeah, here's videos on my social media of me doing the stuff I say in my manifesto. Oh, that's how we figured it out, South Carolina church shooter, that you were a racist with the Nazi flag hanging behind you and the cowboy boots flipping off the camera.
Yep.
Like, we understand. We get how you got there. We're not stupid. We told you these people, Donald Trump specifically, and his vengeance-filled pushing is what's going to incite all of you.
They'll all lie and say they didn't or he wasn't a follower of this. But you know what? Here's the thing. One thing that we all have in common is we're all going to die. And when those people die, God can't be gaslighted.
Oh, yeah, God can't be gaslighted. You're on your knees at the gates, man. You're going to get your judgment. And I want you to know now.
So you show up, or let's say if you had a sweet, kind grandma, when you die, you're going to have to explain to your sweet, kind grandma why you supported Donald Trump. Yeah. Why you supported this behavior.
Maybe.
This
don't know.
stuff.
But listen, what if you die and there is none of that? Okay,
right,
even
there
better.
You go.
Okay,
there would never be consequences for this man.
But then, even better. No, there won't be. That's why there isn't. Guys, are you not paying attention? You all draw invisible lines in the sand. In fact, on the way here, me and Jason were talking about a business situation.
That's right.
And in it, he goes, well, then I'll just sue that blah, blah, blah. And I go, Yeah, that's great, except for as a former teacher myself and knowing these things and understanding, I know how this breaks down legally and how you're not going to be able to get away with it because once they get to this point right here, you're off the board.
It's definitely the wrong state to try to sue an employer.
It's the only way to pull it off. I'm just saying, like, it's one of those situations where if you're not paying attention, like a Trump supporter right now, you'll just believe what you think you know in your head. Perfect example, once again, on the fly, right here on this show. In the last segment, I talked about the Gulf of America, why it was changed from the Gulf of Mexico. Keegan had never, you could tell the look on his face from when I said it, he had never heard that explanation before and didn't even think about the idea that, oh yeah, Joe Biden wrote a bunch of executive orders stopping drilling for oil in the Gulf of Mexico and other places. By changing the name to the Gulf of America, it no longer applies because the name is different. We didn't write an executive order for that. He literally grabbed his face and buried his head because you're not all thinking about it. And Keegan said he voted for Kamala Harris. That's what I'm trying to say. He's not even a Trump supporter. He voted for Kamala Harris and had never even thought about that little aspect. That's why you guys need people like myself and Jason Kull helping you out and listening or talking to you on shows like this every single week. You need to be paying attention to people who are not just sycophants who want to just do illegal stuff whenever they want to do illegal stuff. That's just not who we are.
Think about what?
We're men with children and we take care of our families.
What is worse, the fact that that he did that, or the fact that they or whoever told him to do it think that'll work?
You know what I mean? They think it'll work.
Think about that. Like we said before, like that's another thing. The Gulf of America stuff. None of it is about the cost of goods and services for the United States citizens. It's all about Gulf of America, calling Adam Schiff names, making fun of Joe Biden.
Well, there's one more step, guys, that we get to go on this because, like I said, it's only been 3 or 4 days of this presidency. And we barely talked about the inauguration. We've talked about what he hasn't done since the inauguration. We talked about a lot of people he's let out of jail. We talked about gas prices and food prices not going down. But we really haven't talked about the inauguration, which, by the way, in 2020, the show after that inauguration, we discussed the inauguration with the people. And after 2016, we discussed the inauguration of Donald Trump with the people. Not on this show. There is so much going on in the first 3 days, and Elon is out of his mind, crazy. They've already put him in an office at the White House. He's got his own White House office. And on top of it, Vivek Ramaswamy has already made a move for governor, potentially with Ohio.
He's out of that.
He's like out of Doge.
Oh, the Ramaswamy's gone. He's out. I still don't know what happened.
And now it gets even better. Because what does Donald Trump... Let me ask Keegan. Well, you know what? Keegan, I'll ask you first.
Okay.
Jason, if you miss it, we'll answer the question. I know you will. Keegan.
Yes.
What is Donald Trump's favorite thing in America to do? What is his favorite thing to do? He has tried it 1,000,000 times with 1,000,000 things, but what's his favorite thing to do?
I would say blame the Democrats would be my first.
Okay, you say blame the Democrats. Hey, Jason, what is our friend Donald Trump and them gold sneakers' favorite thing to do?
What? Accusations?
Those gold sneakers' favorite thing to do. Grifting. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He is already selling his cryptocurrency
he has a currency.
live from the White House. By the way, the Hatch Act doesn't apply. I had people come at me and saying, well, what about the Hatch Act? What about the Hatch Act? Hatch Act doesn't apply because it doesn't apply for immunity with presidents and vice presidents.
No.
But the emoluments clause, it totally applies. That's any government official, including the chief and the commander-in-chief of the United States military. They're not allowed to use their political office for gain. The emoluments clause is there for a reason. Once again, others tried this before, William McKinley. It didn't work. You got assassinated. We moved on in life. Hey, Donald Trump, the emoluments clause after William McKinley does exist. You did attempt to get assassinated. I would move on with life if I were you, bro.
Why do they do the things they do?
But that's my point. We're already to the grift inside the White House. 4 days into office. Now, let me ask you a problem. Keegan, you have your son, Killian, and you love your son, and his mother loves him. And you want this country to be here the same way it was in the early 2000s, right, with Splurge and all the other stuff you love. You want all of those things to exist. Your Nintendo 64 that turned into PlayStation 2 and all that. Like, you want all of that to exist the same way it did for you, for him. And you do not want a guy like Donald Trump having destroyed the entire structure of the federal government to the point where this poor man, when he grows up to 18, 19, 20 years old, and he graduates high school, he's sitting there pulling his hair out like, what do I have? Mom, Dad, you brought me into this, and I hate this. I don't want to be here at all, Dad. Seriously. And he's looking you in your face, and he's like, and you're just like, son, I didn't do it. I didn't personally do it. I didn't try to do this for you, but I'm sorry. And I don't know what to tell you because others didn't do it to me either. I just wish there were better people at my time than at your time. And that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. You guys let a convicted felon back into the White House. Not a good person. He's not going to do good things. I'm really not a fan of Donald Trump. Now,
oh, come on. He's a Renaissance man. He's a sexual assaulter. He's a grifter. He's a convicted felon. Come on, he's great.
I am not
upstanding individual.
Yeah, he's a failed casino owner.
Listen, I am more than
remember
willing.
The stakes? The Trump stakes?
Well, no, he doesn't grift.
Right. He's
Gold shoes,
he's a businessman.
steaks, university
Bibles with a Constitution.
How fast do you think he's going to try to start his own Oral Roberts now?
Right?
How fast do you think he's going to try to start one?
We already forgot. He had a failed university.
That's why I just mentioned it. That's why I just... Jason, you need to do research if you want to go on that path with me, bro. Like, I can't have that. Like, you need to bring that up. Like, come on,
You know what?
man.
I bet he probably can't start any sort of higher learning.
But he has full immunity. He can do whatever he wants as long as it's under the guise of I sat behind this desk here and let everybody cheer at a local Capital One arena as I signed executive orders. Ladies and gentlemen, it would not surprise me if Donald Trump brings back public execution and hangings in the street like it's 1895. I swear to God, I am not I swear to Trump's God and my God. And trust me, they're the same guy. And my name's John Mark. And my dad's going to put him on his knees for everything it's worth. Trust me.
It's so aggravating to think we have a president. And go back to like the 80s when you were a kid and Reagan was president and everyone was professional. He's a grifter. He's a convicted felon. His wife, you can see our first lady naked if you want to. That's pathetic.
That's right.
That's pathetic. Our president is a convicted felon,
and we can go
our
see
first
naked
lady
pictures
is a nude model.
Because Vladimir Putin put him up online.
Right, yeah.
All right, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. we're at the top of the hour. Hard break. We're going to get out of here. When we come back, more with ourselves and Keegan Emmert. He's here, a magician, amazing magician. He's going to do some magic with us, and we're going to have some fun because we've been talking politics and discussing all this stuff. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. We're going to have some fun with some magic, and he's going to have some fun with all of you and me. So stay tuned for that. Look forward to it. We'll be back right after this. .1280 AM, 105.3 FM, KYRO. Welcome back to the QNow. Mark Bland with our friend Keegan Emmert and my co-host Jason Kull. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules to sit down with us here on KYRO from the Gateway Fiber Studios and talk to all of you out there. By the way, don't forget, there's a lot of great shows that are here at KYRO. Go to newsradiokyro.com and you can find out a listing of all the shows and things that are going on and this, that, and the other and blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
all that stuff.
All right. So Before we get into this
I can't wait.
this fun magic stuff that we got going on.
This magic stuff.
Which, by the way, maybe we'll do
Mind's
after the show.
blown.
Maybe after the show, we'll do one of those personal with the video camera where we'll
Yeah, we
have
can
you
do
do
it.
something
Yeah, sure.
again, and
Yeah,
then
we'll
we'll throw that up online so people can
Sure.
see it with real close up, like you're David Blaine type
Right,
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Special stuff.
Hey, you know what? Listen, David Blaine, I'll give him credit. We still say his name to this day, and
Right.
it's not. It used to be David Copperfield. It used to be a lot of other people that we would say, Chris Angel and people like that. But he's stuck
Blaine.
around. Like Blaine's
Well,
still
again,
that dude.
He's still my biggest inspiration for what I
sure.
do.
Right.
For sure. Obvious. Well, listen, anybody who's that good at what they do, it's going to make an impact on people. It's going to open their eyes and make them go, oh, I kind of like that. And if you just have that bug in you, the same way the radio bug was for me, so listening to radio stations growing up, it's like, oh, I like that. I want to do that. Can I get into that and be behind that microphone like that guy is? And then eventually here I am many years later just doing it. Same goes for you, Keegan. You find a guy, you like him, you start watching him and other people, and before you know it, here we are.
Here we
Years
are.
later, and you're knocking it out in front of everybody live. But before we get to that, Jason,
No.
some people are looking to make big changes in their lives this year. Okay?
Okay.
And that may mean finally trying banana peppers on their pizza. That's right. There's a
That's
new
pretty
poll.
good.
There's a new poll out on pizza, and it found that the average American hasn't changed their pizza order, like what you order from Domino's or wherever you order pizza, in 2 years. 2 full
little
years.
weird.
And 14% of the people have been eating the exact same pizza for over 5 years.
All right. My daughter's a pretty picky eater, and she's even changed her pizza order over the years. She's added a couple other different types of toppings that we can get into.
I will say,
you know what?
I fall into that camp. I haven't changed my pizza order for over a couple years.
Now,
banana peppers is good on a pizza.
Now hold
I've had
on,
one
hear me
before.
out. Hear me out real quick. Midwesterners have a reputation for being the least experimental with food, and that's true with pizza too. All 50 states, Michigan is the state that's least likely to spice up their pizza order, and 11% of people there say they've never tried a new pizza combination in their life. 11% of the people
In their
who
life?
order pizza in Michigan have never tried a new pizza combination in their life. That's more than any other state in the entire union.
Wow.
57% of Americans say they're open to trying new pizza combinations in general, but don't know where to start.
All right.
Well, maybe different toppings,
Yeah,
guys. Like,
right.
I think I would start with different toppings. So what are the boring options people are repeatedly ordering? Are you ready for this?
Okay.
In 20 states, the preferred order is a regular old pepperoni pizza. Fair. That's okay.
Gotcha.
In 18
The
states,
classic.
it's a meat lover's pizza, which, by the way, Missouri is one of the meat lover pizza states. In 8 states, it's a supreme pizza, and in 2 states, it's a supreme pepperoni, and in South Dakota, it's a supreme and meat lovers pizza. So there's like this mix between these things. Massachusetts is the only state off of the beaten path, evidently, slightly at least, with a preference for veggie pizza. That's right.
Also not bad.
Massachusetts, Boston is into veggie pizzas, guys.
All right,
Boston's a pretty big city, and Massachusetts is a big state. Like, for them to be all in on the veggie pizza, I feel like that's weird.
why.
They're so manly sounding in Boston, right?
Yeah.
Their sports are so angry. I feel like it's pepperoni and sausage all day long, right?
Vegetables on that thing.
One easy tweak here. Add something a little spicy. 49% of people say that makes pizzas taste better. That can be a pepper, like a banana pepper or something.
Banana peppers aren't really spicy.
A spicier dressing or dipping sauce, or even red pepper flakes, which to this
Those are
day, though, I still have a problem with the red pepper flakes. Not
No,
because
you got surprised.
I
at the
got
whole place.
surprised.
Surprise?
Okay,
Well,
so Keegan.
it didn't say it was spicy in the.
Keegan, here's what we got. We have a place locally in the area that I love, that I grew up in Florissant, called Peroni's. And I love Peroni's pizza.
There's one right
There's
by.
one
yeah.
probably
I
close
love
to
Peroni's
our
pizza.
area out here.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
So
My only
good.
problem with
And you love Peroni's pizza.
Yes, I love
Unfortunately, have you ever had the Florissant location?
I've eaten there a couple times, but
You should never eat at the Salt Lick one again if you have ever eaten at the Florissant one, because there's 2 different levels of their quality
my
of
only
pizza there.
my only problem with Peroni's pizza is they're crooked. They come up and have like a banana shape to them.
yeah, they
Really?
do a little bit.
Okay. all
After
right.
it's baked, it's like
Now, here's the thing.
I was kidding. Peroni's
So
is nice.
I've been to Peroni's a million times in my life. I like it. So I decided one day to try something different. And they decided they had this thing called the Frank's pizza or whatever, Frank's Special or whatever, and it's like bacon and pepperoni and like, you know, and it says it's spicier and this, that, and the other. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool. But it listed all of the ingredients out on the menu except for one. I get the pizza and I take a bite of it and I go, man, that tastes like it's got red pepper on it. Like, it's really spicy, and it's like Frank's Special spicy type pizza. And I'm like, that's it. So I called the waitress over and I go, hey, I know it says in the menu it's spicy right here, but like this is really like over spicy. Like it's really hot. And she goes, yeah, well, that just depends on who's the one putting the pepper on it in the back. And I said, what pepper? So how they do it, they don't talk about it on the menu. They just say it's spicy. What they do is after they put the sauce on, they sprinkle red pepper flakes across the entire pizza.
And
then they put all the toppings on.
So it's underneath. You don't even know when you're going to get it.
It's in the sauce.
So
and
it's a
everything.
surprise.
So it's a complete surprise. It is spicy. Hey, listen, to Peroni's defense, it's definitely spicy. There's no argument there. Like, it's correct in the menu when it says it's a spicy pizza.
Yeah.
But there might be people that don't like red pepper, that are allergic possibly. I don't know how pepper works with allergies and stuff. But, like, there's reasons why you shouldn't do those type of things.
That was the thing. Is not that it was spicy and he didn't know it was. Is that it was spicy and they don't say in the description where they get the spice from.
Right. So, like, if it was like, hey,
So you
we're
were
gonna put
reading-
some
you
banana
were-
peppers on it or peppers, I'd be like, oh, I see where
You
the
could be
spice is
allergic to
coming from.
those, you know?
So were you basically reading the ingredients and didn't see where the spice was coming from? You were just like,
it just said
it just says it was spicy.
It listed everything out by name and never said that was a part of the pizza at all. Which, by the way, it's something independent that they sprinkle on. This is not some special sauce they make up and they just do it. Like, no. They sprinkle it on independent. So it's like, okay.
Right. And apparently, depending on who's there, you might get a lot of red pepper. You might get a little.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Woohoo! I've got our boy Keegan here, who loves to do magic for you. And by the way, we're live on the Facebooks over there.
Yes.
And all of you can watch us live if you go to newsradiokyro.com. You can, or if you go to Facebook and search up KYRO 1280 AM KYRO, it'll pop up and you can go click on our little video and share it and look at it and watch it. And I'm sure Keegan might have friends that are watching right now, possibly. I don't know what's going on with that. We have a link on our Facebook. We can send it to Keegan. He can put it out there if he wants. Keegan.
Yes.
The mystery magician. You have some specialness for us, you said. Now, we're not too far from a break here, but we can talk about this for a few minutes, just so that people who don't know who you are can get a little bit of a background, okay? And then in the next couple of breaks, we'll do some magic where you have a little bit more time to work with, and you don't have to be rushed or anything like that. All right, so, Keegan, you are a magician.
Yes.
You started how many years ago?
Gosh, I would say when I really started, I was probably a kid. And every kid, their grandparents bought them a magic kit.
Yep.
Right? So I got a magic kit, and I thought it was cool, and I feel like every kid goes through a phase like that at some point.
I totally did.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we all do.
Right.
And then you grow up
you
a little bit.
You also get the science kit where you think the magnifying glass is
yeah,
going to
with
work
the volcano on it.
properly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I had that, and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was cool, but I kind of fell out of it, and I was like, oh, magic's kind of dumb, dull, and boring, whatever. And then I see David Blaine on TV. Completely shatters my perception of what magic is.
What was the thing specifically he was doing at the time that was the thing that caught your attention?
So he had no grand stage illusions. He had no, crazy camera tricks. He literally just walked up to people on the street. So
you were watching the street magic aspect.
Yes.
You weren't watching like him stuck in a glass ice cube.
I eventually watched that. But,
sure.
But initially, it was him going up to random people, and it didn't seem staged. And I learned later, of course, it wasn't staged. He would just go up to people, do a trick right in front of their face, and somehow...
But see, that's the beauty of a good magician, because a great magician knows that they don't need to surprise anybody. They know they're good at what they do. And so whether it's at a bar or on the street or even at a grocery store or something, right into it. They don't have to wait. And by the way, guys, I've watched TikTok videos. I've watched it from magicians. In fact, you probably know one. There's this one guy, Jason. I don't know how many videos you watch. I've seen it on Reels and other places too, not just TikTok. This guy has like a gajillion cards behind him, like stacks and decks of cards.
Is it Jason
and he's
Ladanye?
constantly just always shuffling the deck.
Yeah.
And then here's the worst part, Jason. Is this Jason is his name?
His name's Jason.
Jason, here's the problem, Jason, with your card tricks. Every single one of your, I get it. One of your videos caught on because somebody in your comments always questions whether there's realism to it. And then you make a new video every week doing card tricks, different ones, but always going, everybody says this isn't real. I didn't shuffle the deck correctly. It's like, Jay, I need you to stop doing that, okay? We all know that we aren't the magician, okay? All of us watching, we're not magicians. The ones that are magicians, like Keegan, he just sits there and watches you and goes, yeah, inside baseball. It's like me watching Randy Orton in the WWE. I go, okay, inside baseball. We're good. Like, I understand how all that works. So, you don't need to do that, Jason. What's his name?
Jason Ladanye.
Jason Ladanye.
Nobody cares about that guy. We got you here.
We got Keegan Emmert. We need Jason Ladanye.
I won't ever down talk a magician who's
No, let us do it. I don't even know the guy. I've never even heard of him.
First off,
but I'm glad to be here.
Keegan, I did not downplay our friend Jason. What I said was, you don't need to do those kind of videos all the time and keep pushing them on people. You can just keep doing cool magic tricks and blowing people's minds.
That's right.
And we don't need to worry about what the comments said because we've all dealt with the comments before. Like all of us know that we'll watch the video and we'll see what you do. All right, so here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a quick break here on the QNow. When we come back, Keegan Emmert is going to get ready in the off time, and he's going to be prepared to blow your guys' minds with some cool magic tricks. We'll be back on the QNow and KYRO right after this. 1280 AM, KYRO 105.3 FM. Welcome back to the QNow. Jason Kull bringing us back with amazing, you know, Jason,
That's right.
I would hate to lose the ability to bring you back with cool music, but things happen. Things happen. Things happen in life. All right, welcome back to the QNow, and Mark Bland is here with Jason Kull. We are sitting with Keegan Emmert, our esteemed magician.
Oh, so good.
And Keegan, you have the floor, sir. It's all yours.
All right. Well, so it's been over a year, about a year since I've been here, right?
Correct. It has been.
Yeah,
So
at least.
in that past year, I've probably spent a lot more time working on skills about reading people.
Reading people. So
Now-
you want to get into you can figure things out from people,
Right,
huh?
and there's different definitions for that sort of thing. Some people think it's like, psychic or maybe doing like a tarot card type thing. I'd like to look at the psychological aspect of kind of figuring out what someone is thinking.
Right. Okay.
Right?
I'm down for this. Now, question. On this this first attempt or wherever we're going, do you want to play more to me, to Jason? Where do you want to go? What's your game?
So what I want to do is I want to get a kind of a read on both of you guys.
Okay, a read on both of us.
So
All right.
whoever wants to go first to get a read on you.
Well, let's go with Jay. Go ahead.
Jason?
He's sitting
Okay.
right there. He's right next to you. Go ahead and
It's
read
true.
up Jason.
All right.
I am.
Now this is going to be very simple.
Okay.
This is a game everyone's familiar with. I know you're familiar with this, Mark. This is a game we all played as kids. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Now, I always thought it would be interesting. Wouldn't it be cool if you could guess what someone's going to do, or if you could, win a game or lose a game without, ahead in advance? So I've kind of developed a sort of system for that.
Okay.
So he can read your mind,
That's
bro.
right.
This is out of control. If people could read Trump's mind, we wouldn't have any of
I
the
can't
problems
believe he
we
can
have.
read my mind and he's not either laughing or
in order to do that, we're going to start with getting a baseline. Okay? So right now, in your mind,
Yes.
I want you to imagine that we're playing a game of rock, paper, scissors, and you throw me a hand.
Okay.
Okay? You've got a hand?
Yes.
Did you happen to pick scissors?
Holy crap.
Now that's just one thing there, but
I did. I totally did.
now here's what we're gonna do.
I know how to read people too, Keegan, and
That's crazy.
I think he was thinking about masturbation personally, but I could have been.
Yeah,
wrong.
about halfway through what you said,
I thought he was
going
to throw
thinking
hot
about
dogs.
masturbation.
Hot dogs is what I thought. He was throwing
Yeah,
hot
because that's
dogs.
what. Okay, but we didn't plan this ahead of time, right?
No, that
Okay.
was 100%.
So
Oh yeah, Keegan, we haven't talked to him
No,
until we
at all.
got to
this
the
is all,
station,
this is
guys.
all live. Okay. Now there's one rule to this. Okay, so we're gonna play. Okay. You have to change hands every single time. Okay, so you can't throw the same hand twice.
Okay.
So let's say if you kept throwing scissors.
Yeah, but if he throws
And I keep throwing scissors, we're
different-
gonna.
But if he throws different, there's only two more options, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But you can go back to that other option.
You can go back to scissor anytime you want.
Yeah, you don't have to cycle through. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we'll do it to where it's 1, 2, 3. Okay.
So we're showing on 3, not 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Shoot 1, 2, boom.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and show me your scissors real quick. Take a look at this.
Okay, that's the scissors he threw originally, right? That's what you're talking about, right? That's what it looks like. That's how it feels.
All right. So I'm going to win 3 games in a row.
3 games in a row. I'm going to mark this down.
Okay.
I got Jay.
Now, Mark, you can be the judge here. You can look at this here.
I've got
You
Jay
can say what we've
here,
got.
and then I've got K here, and I'm going to put a mark down for the games you win.
If we tie or we draw, we just keep going.
Okay.
All right, if you tie or draw, you keep going.
Hold scissors.
Okay.
Do I give you both a win for a tie or draw?
No, just keep going. We just keep going. Okay, ready?
So am I changing the scissors when we go?
Yeah, just
Okay.
something.
Yeah, you can start fresh, right? Okay.
All right.
All right, ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. He
All
matched
right.
him. He
All right,
matched
he did.
him. So
He
he
did.
guessed exactly what you did. Okay, go on.
All right.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Well,
we're
okay.
matching.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
This is going good.
But you could have gone back to scissors.
I
You
could have.
But he
Okay,
read
I
your
could've.
mind.
Okay. It's true.
Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so I win that one.
Okay.
So I got scissors. He had
Keegan's
paper.
got one. All right. Keegan's got
Okay,
one.
ready? 1, 2, 3.
Same.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Scissors.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay,
Oh,
so I win that
so
one.
Keegan's got that one. I mean, he's
Okay.
winning. He's beating you,
How?
Jason. He's
How?
beating you.
How?
All right, last game. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh,
Jason
no.
got
You
him.
got it?
Jason
I got one.
him.
You
All
did.
right.
I meant to throw you off on that one.
He did it on
He got me.
purpose, he's
All right,
saying.
all right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
No, you didn't change it up.
Oh,
You gotta check.
I didn't.
That's
It
what-
has to be
You're
something
trying to throw.
different.
You're trying to throw me
Try
off.
that again. Try that again.
Did I mention that I'm stupid?
No.
I
No,
did
you
mention that
didn't.
before.
Oh, yeah.
We started. I
he's
should have
quite
thought of that.
dumb.
All
He's
right, here we
quite
go.
dumb.
Here we go.
So where were you at? You were at scissors.
I did.
He did
two
scissors
scissors in a row.
Okay.
No, I did 2 rocks in a row.
He
You had 2 rocks in a row.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Rocks in a
Okay.
row.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I win. There we go.
And he got
So-
it.
Okay, but here's the thing. I can change it if I want to. So now I'm going to lose 3 times in a row.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to win.
Okay.
I just did
3
that.
times in a row. He's going to lose,
All right.
and
Okay,
Jason's
so
going to win.
go ahead and throw another baseline for me. Okay, let me look at this.
Okay, he's got the baseline.
Okay.
It's the scissors
Ready?
once
All right.
again.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh, that's tied.
1, 2, 3.
That's
No.
tied.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh,
so
you
win that one.
That's
All
Okay.
one.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so
Okay,
you win
that's
that one.
two.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're just copying what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. This is gonna keep
It's
going
okay,
over.
guys.
1, 2, 3. Oh, and there you go. You win. Okay.
He finally got his 3rd win right there. But okay, fair
That is
enough.
crazy.
Now,
Fair enough.
You, I would say, more often than not, when you said you would win, you won.
Right?
And
Like
when
6
you,
and 1.
And when you said you would lose, you lost.
Yes.
And then everything else was a match out.
Yes.
That's all it was. Like
Yes.
there was never Jason won when he said
Right,
he would
right.
lose or vice
Right,
versa.
right.
So Keegan, you did successfully pull that off.
It is, and that's just sort of like a test. Okay.
Now
we're gonna do a different test on you, Mark.
Oh wait, I get a different test?
You get a different test. Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna
Now,
do a
what I want you to
completely
do-
different test with me. Oh, my back. Oh, hi guys, I'm
Hi.
in the camera over here. Okay, I'm right here. Like you guys can see me, and Keegan's right here. Like even though I'm pointing at it, he's just right, literally there. All right.
Now, similar to that, we're gonna play a different game. This is another game that you probably were familiar with as a kid as well.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to grab a small object that you can easily hold in your hand.
A small object I can easily hold.
That was not my chuckle. That was-
in my hand.
Oh, everyone's perfectly aware of who the juvenile one.
It could be your ring if you got your ring on
Could
you.
be my lighter.
Could be your lighter.
Oh, it could
if
be a
if you can
cigarette
conceal it.
pack. It could be. Oh, it's got to be something I can conceal.
Keep it in there.
Which
it could
I
be
mean,
your wedding ring. It could be.
it could be my wedding ring if you want, or there's this.
Here, you want one of
if
these
you want,
chips?
or a chip. I mean,
Oh, there you go. Mic adapter.
you want the mic adapter?
I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
Okay. You got something? Okay. Now you're going to put this behind your back, and
Okay.
you're going to put it into either one of your hands, okay? And I want you to do it to where I don't know what it is.
You got to put it behind your back.
You can put it in front if you want, but I might see it, okay? Now when you're done, you're going to hold both hands in front to make them look exact, like this.
Like you're
Yeah,
going to be...
Okay, I got it behind my back.
Okay, you're going to put it in one of your hands,
I'm gonna
and you're going to
choose
hold
the
it in
hand.
front.
I'm going to
Yes.
choose the hand right now.
Yes.
And
Don't tell me.
I'm not telling you the hand. I'm moving this shoulder a bunch. I'm moving that
Yes.
shoulder a bunch.
Try to throw me off. That's
I've
right.
got shoulders. I got head
Yes.
movement. I got it all. I even moved my wiener a little bit. Okay, so that's all. This
This is a very complex process you got.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But you
One,
do have it in one of your hands,
two,
and you're going to hold it out, both hands out front.
3.
Okay. Now, I don't know if we can...
Dang it! I just bashed my hand.
Oh, it's not the worst.
I got it. Ready?
Yeah. Hold both hands out whenever you're ready.
There we go.
Okay, can we can see both your hands? Okay, perfect.
Both my hands.
Okay, now this is the game is which hand is it in? Again, something you probably played as a kid, right? You're like, someone holds something like, oh, I think it's in this one, I think it's in this one. Now, right now, it's just a 50-50 shot, which is fine.
Sure.
We're going to make it a little bit more difficult for me.
Got it.
You are going to play a role. You can either be a truth teller or a liar to the questions I'm about to ask you. It's my choice. Don't tell me what it is, but right now, pick if you're going to be a truth teller or a liar.
I'm not going to tell you.
Not going to tell me.
All right.
Okay. Now, in this character, you're going to remain in this character the whole time. So I'm only going to ask 2 questions. And each time we do this, it's just going to be the same 2 questions. Okay. So that way you don't know that I'm really influencing anything, that there's nothing different about this each time we do it.
Got it.
It's going to be the exact same 2 questions. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Now, when I ask this question, again, you have to stay in character. I want you to pause for 5 seconds before answering, because if you were a truth teller,
He
you could...
looked at this fist. I'm going to put this one forward. That's what he did. He looked at this one. I'm going to put this one forward.
But the reason I'm going to have you pause is because if you were a truth teller, you could easily tell the truth. If you were a lie, it might take you a second to lie and say the wrong thing.
Sure.
Okay?
So you want to give a pause there? So
Yes.
that there's accuracy.
So give a pause for 5 seconds.
Got it.
Is it in the right hand?
No.
Okay. I can't tell if you're a liar or a truth teller, but I think I might know where it is. So put both hands behind your back real quick. Now you can choose to either leave it in the hand it's in, or you can swap over to the other hand. It's up to you. Completely free choice. And when you've made that decision, bring both hands out front.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving it around. I'm doing my thing.
Or act like you're moving it around, or
Yeah, I'm doing all my stuff.
Or you can leave it where it was at. I mean, that's up to you.
I don't know.
Okay. Now again, it's in the character. And pause for a couple seconds. Did you switch hands?
Yes.
Say that again.
No. Oh, you want me to say the same thing?
Say yes again.
Yes.
Open up your right hand. Open up your right hand. It's in there. Okay.
There it is.
Now that could have been again just chance.
No, that's great because I did a whole bunch of everything. Like this guy was.
So let's do it again.
And I moved that thing between hands a bunch.
You can stay in the same character you got, or you can change character again. Put both your hands around your back. Put it in one of your hands. Okay.
Yep.
Now that could again just be beginner's luck. Totally. Okay. Bring both your hands out, and again these will be the same questions as before.
You got a hazard over there.
Okay.
My goodness.
Pause. In the character that you've chosen, is it in this hand?
No.
Okay. Put both hands behind your back. Again, you can switch to the other hand if you want to, or not, and then bring both your hands back up when you're done. In the character, did you switch hands?
Yes.
Say that again. Say yes again. Just say yes?
Yes.
Okay, it's in the right hand again.
You did it. There it is. Dude nailed it again. Man, see? This is what I'm talking about. This guy's amazing.
Now, one more time, okay?
All right.
Just so you know that this is not,
This is not fake or foolish.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? Give me that thing. Give me that thing.
Okay.
I'm going to switch up the thing.
That's fine.
It's a completely different thing. Go ahead.
Okay, same thing. Put it in either one of your hands. Okay.
I got a completely different thing.
Now, here's what you're going to do. I'm going to ask the questions, and this time you're going to answer silently. You're not even going to answer. You're going to stay in the character, but you're going to answer silently to me. Okay?
Okay.
So this is going to sound a little weird because there'll be a little bit of radio silence.
Radio silence, but Jason can
But you can answer right away.
I can do it like in golf style.
I can answer right away if I want, but
that's fine.
You said it was in silence.
Yes.
Mark.
I won't give it too much silence.
Oh, yeah, you should do golf.
Right? He's approaching.
Is it in this hand?
Mark is not answering.
Okay, now put both hands behind your back, and you can either switch or leave it in the same hand.
Hold on. Look to the left. Look to the right.
Now
so you can't figure out if I look left or right first for the FBI lying technique. All right, put it behind my back.
You can either switch hands or you can leave it in and then bring both hands
All
up.
right.
Okay. Now, weirdly enough, you might not know this. It's actually the nose that gives this away.
Okay.
It's in this hand. Open up your left hand. Open up your left hand. It's in your left hand. Exactly.
Oh, I'm testing Keegan over here. He knows I'm testing him. Like, Keegan's playing the game, but he's winning. Like, that's great, dude. Like, that's really wild that you could just figure that out. Let me try you. Let me see how good I am.
You want to try?
I'm a true All right, so here's the deal. Go ahead and move it between all the hands you want. The nose gives it away, Jason. I just want to let you know. So now I'm looking. Now remember, you can lie or tell the truth to me. It doesn't. You push hands forward. You can do whatever you want. Is it in this hand?
Yes.
All right, put him behind your back. Switch him up. Do whatever you got to do or keep him in the same hand. Now he's back. Did you switch hands?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and put it behind your back. Do whatever you got to do. Now bring it back forward. Is it in this hand right here?
No, it's in the right hand.
Man, see? Dang it. I thought I was going to get him on one. You see? We are not magicians like our friend Keegan over here. Right. He is very talented.
What do we got on the card side?
Well, this would be for. So now that we've tested you both, do you guys have time to do?
Well, we're going to be at a break here in just a couple minutes, but we got 4 or 5 minutes before we got time. We can work with it.
4 or 5 minutes. Okay. Well, then we'll get to the cards in a second. Okay. But we're going to try this with you, Jason. Actually. Right. Okay. So I'm going to have you pull out your phone.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. He's got his cell phone out.
Now that we've got it kind of because with
Mark,
this
is all live on camera. Guys.
We were kind of successful with Mark, but I know with you
it didn't end the way I thought.
He's like the David Blaine of our radio studio.
Exactly. So you're gonna go to your calculator.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is gonna be a PIN code that's personal to you. Now, obviously, if I tried to say your actual PIN code on the air, that would probably be illegal, and I shouldn't do something like that. So we're going to just make something up that's specific to you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I want you to first type in on your calculator.
Let me type it in?
Mm-hmm. On your calculator.
Okay. Does that have to be a certain amount of digits?
Well, he'll tell you what to type in.
Okay.
You just have a fresh calculator ready to go.
Got it. We're ready.
What I want you to type in is the year you were born.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I might be able to potentially guess this because we are friends on Facebook.
That is true.
So this is information I might know.
Of course. Right. I mean, listen.
Right.
Okay.
And you would probably expect, as a magician, I could have done my research.
I remember that TV show back in the early 2000s with the guy that would be on there.
Yeah.
Not Secrets Revealed. The guy that would have people in the audience and he would be like, oh, is it a D? Is it Dalton? Is it Dalton? Is your name Dalton? Like that guy. You remember that guy?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. It's in there.
So hit plus.
Okay.
Now, I want you to now think of a year that's very special to you. Okay. So this could be,
And type it in?
Yeah. So you're going to type that in. So type in that special year. Okay. Now, this makes it very unique to him because this is going to be different from you. It's going to be different from anyone else that does this.
Sure, of course.
Okay?
This is only his thing.
So the year you were born plus your special year. Okay.
Right.
Now, to mix it up a little bit.
Am I hitting plus?
Yeah. You're going to add plus again.
All right.
Add in how old you'll be when Christmas time comes around this year.
All right.
Okay.
Hit plus again.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then, if you can do the math in this, how many years has it been since that special year? Do you know about how many years it's been?
Yes.
Okay, so add that in as well. So just to recap, before you add the solution area, we've got the year you were born plus a special year, how old you'll be by the end of this year, pretty much,
and how long ago that was.
Yep. Okay. Now equal all that together. Now, do you have? Is it a 5-digit number or a 4-digit number?
4.
4-digit. Okay. Now remember this number. Okay. I want you to think of one of the numbers in this number, this unique number to you. Okay. I'm going to see if I can try and get a read on it. It was kind of okay with the rock paper scissors game.
Okay.
But I think you're thinking of a number that's like in the middle of the digits between 1 to 9.
It is.
It is. Yeah. It's like right in the middle. Is it number 5? Are you thinking of number 5?
Wow. Is it 5?
It is 5.
So
it is 5.
Now the 5 is not at the beginning of this number. It's it's in the middle.
It is. Yeah.
Is it the third number? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Now in between that 5,
the third number.
In between that 5, there's actually 2 digits that are the same.
No.
No.
Well, Do you mean in?
The 5 is in between 2 digits that are the same.
Oh, yes.
It's between 2 digits that are the same.
I thought you meant.
That's it. No.
Dude, breaking people down.
But they're not. They're like nothing. No, they literally are nothing. They're zeros.
They are zeros.
Wow.
So we've got some
we have a 050 of some sort.
But we
there's
still have to
5s
figure
in
out the
between.
first number though. The first number we still have to figure out. Wait. No.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Uh-oh. He's tapping into something. He's getting past the masturbation
wait a second.
in your mind to the other number is what he's doing.
Are you putting a joke on me right now, Jason?
What? No.
You didn't like see me beforehand with my phone?
I did not see you.
No, this is really weird.
Are you kidding me?
No. I swear to you, this is not. Okay, I've got my phone right here.
Yeah, that's your phone. That's a picture of you kissing your wife on the cover of it.
I have a 4-digit passcode that enters my phone.
That enters your phone.
Enters my phone.
Give me your phone.
Enter in any other 4-digit number. Here, go. It's what's the? Is that a 4? Is that a 4 in the front of it? But no. You enter any other 4-digit number, it doesn't work, right?
Oh, so wait.
Enter in any random 4-digit code for the passcode.
Any random 4-digit code for the passcode. So no, it doesn't.
Okay. I'm going to show this to you, Jason, and hopefully some people can see this here.
Okay.
So your number was 4.
Yes.
0.
Yes.
5. 0.
It opened his phone up!
I gotta go up to the camera.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That is wild. That is his number, and that opened up Keegan's phone on the camera.
I don't know how you did that, dude.
It is wild. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Keegan. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the show while we think about this craziness.
Now
and when we come back,
I'm about to drop words.
And when we come back, Jason, we're going to do some card stuff with Keegan. Keegan, that was amazing.
That was
we'll
awesome.
be back on KYRO right after this. 1280 AM, KYRO, 105.3 FM. From the Gateway Fiber studios of KYRO, welcome back to the QNow, the independent voice of politics and pop culture. We are hanging out tonight with Jason Kull, my co-host, and our guest Keegan Emmert, as well as our friend Evan Shepard, who has decided to join us.
He just popped in.
He popped in because he likes to hang out and check out the show here and there. And on this glorious occasion, we just happen to have Keegan here.
Man,
and Keegan is fantastic at mind reading and all these other things, Evan. You just missed
That
the
was
mind
crazy.
reading. Like, he read his mind live. We showed it to the cameras and everything. But Keegan is a mentalist and a magician, Evan. And I know for a fact that you probably like magicians, right? Do you like magicians?
I don't know.
You're not sure? Not 100% sure on that? That's okay.
That's okay. Neither am I. I'm not too sure about
All right,
either,
fair
so.
enough. Well, hey, we've got Evan, an independent person, right?
Yes.
You
yes.
didn't know he was going to be here tonight.
Nope.
We didn't know Evan was going to be here tonight. He's a part of the radio station. He happened to be here tonight doing some other business. We asked him to come in and check you out and talk to you, and here we are. Go ahead.
Here we are.
Here we are, Keegan. Go ahead. Do your thing, man. Let's
There you go. You can do one to him.
Yeah, let's
All
see.
right.
Let's see you do
Give
something
you guys
fun.
the whole
Yeah, we'll
area.
give you all
want
the area.
You don't have to. You want to be involved in this? You don't have to.
You could both be involved. Who
Yeah,
cares?
no,
It don't matter. However you want to do it, Keegan. It's your
So
show.
I could do this with either 2 people or 3 people. I mean, it's really up to how you.
You do it your way. It's your show. Go for
You
it.
can do it with him and I.
However you
Okay.
want to do it.
Okay.
We can do 3, do 2. We'll do 1.
We'll do all 3 of you guys.
All right, all right.
That's fine.
Let's do
So-
that.
This is a regular deck of cards.
Correct.
Now you can believe me if you want to, but you might not.
We
believe
don't
me.
we don't need to believe him. I'm pretty sure Keegan doesn't need a rigged deck of cards. It's got 52
No,
cards in
that's
it,
right.
and it's a fresh deck
I'm-
of some sort
But-
because he needs fresh decks all the time.
That's
Trust
right.
me, we talked about this.
So Mark, I'm gonna have you take those and shuffle them, please.
Okay, these right
yes,
here.
Yes. Give them a
And
shuffle.
you're gonna hold the one in your hand, or do I need the other one for in here?
Oh yeah, no, take. Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't even
I just
realize.
wanted to make
I didn't
sure.
even realize I did
I just
that.
want to make sure
That's
that
fine.
I keep that one in there. You know, I gotta just make sure I get all
Is
of the
this
cards.
your
You know what I'm
card?
saying?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Now here we go. I got him. I give him back to you. No, I'm just joking. All right, yeah, you do your thing. All right. So I've shuffled the card.
Okay. What we'll do is, Jason, I'm going to give this to you. Now,
All right.
I'm not going to touch this for the entire rest of the trick.
Okay.
So you shuffle these. I'm not
Yep.
going to mix the order or anything like that. Okay.
All right.
Now, you're Evan. That's your name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Evan, I'm going to write something on your hand. Are you okay if I do that? Okay.
I don't care. You can just write things
I don't
on
want
me.
you two to look at this real quick.
Okay. Now don't squeeze your hand so tight,
I'm
Evan,
not
that you
looking.
smear.
My eyes are closed. I'm looking up at the camera. I'm nowhere near him. My eyes are closed. I'm right here.
I'm watching this ad for zombie.
Yeah, I'm just
okay.
looking around
All
in
right.
other directions.
So I've
Okay.
asked Evan to close his hand in a fist,
All right.
and
All right.
for the remainder of this trick, you're going to hold that there.
You hold your fist
Okay.
close, sir.
Now, I know Jason, you and Mark are kind of farther apart, but if you're able to scoot a little closer,
Sure. I mean, I got long arms.
Mark, I'm going to have you hold a hand out.
Okay.
Mark's very tall.
I'll hold a hand.
Now,
up.
Jason, what you're going to do
Okay.
is one at a time. You're going to deal cards into Mark's hand.
Okay.
All right.
We
Okay.
can do this.
Face down.
Yeah, face down.
All right.
Okay. Now,
Just keep going.
yeah. Now, at
So
any
tells you to stop.
well,
You just keep
actually,
going.
I'm not going to tell him to stop. Mark, you are, and what's
Okay.
going to happen is when you tell him to stop, he'll shuffle those cards.
Okay.
So you can tell him at any point.
At any point
yes,
I want.
Yes.
I could just tell them at any point. I could just
Yep.
keep letting him do the whole
You could if
deck.
you really want to, but
I really could. Let
This
me
is-
get past halfway though. Like I
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Keegan. I know Keegan's he's trying to figure this out. All right, stop.
okay.
All right.
Now go ahead and get. Now Jason's going to give it a shuffle.
These ones?
Yeah. Okay. Just to keep it
My
mixed up even
shuffling
more.
skills from
I
last
know,
time.
right? Yes.
He's got these amazing
So
shuffling
just
skills.
to recap,
right?
we've written something on Evan's hand. I've a shuffle
I've
deck
got
that
a-
Mark has done.
I've got
Jason is
cards
dealing
in
on
my
his
hand. Yep.
Now,
It's done. That's
so
all
then
that
you're going to
matters.
keep dealing onto that hand.
Okay.
Until you go through the whole deck. Now you can do single cards. You could do clumps. It's up to
Okay.
you.
It's up to you. However you
And
want to do
again-
it.
What am I doing now?
Just keep dealing on.
Keep giving more?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
keep
right.
giving me more.
Now
changing
again, Mark, if you want to tell him stop at any point and shuffle, he can.
Yeah,
This
Mark.
is
Stop.
okay. Give him. You can give him a cut or give him a mix up again.
You said stop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said
He said
stop.
Okay. No.
Yep.
So you can shuffle them
Yep.
up if you
I'll
want
cut
to or
them,
whatever.
and I'll shuffle
That's
them,
fine.
and I'll cut them again.
And the reason we're doing this is I want this to be completely under your control.
Completely under my
Okay.
control. By the way, is the picture of Mickey Mouse inside of his hand? Is that what we're looking for? Is a picture of Mickey Mouse? I'm a mentalist, by the way. Like I do
right.
this stuff.
Okay,
Like I can
keep
figure
dealing.
things
Keep
out.
dealing. Yeah, just and you can do clumps. You don't have to do just single.
Republicans
You know,
could never have fun with this.
You're just
trick.
getting through the entire deck. And again, if you want to tell them to
Republicans
stop,
could
you can. If
they
not,
could never.
Oh.
They could never have fun with this trick. They couldn't do it. You know why?
You just keep
'Cause
going.
you-
Get the whole thing on there. Yeah.
Stop.
All right.
Or no, he's just gotta
you
do the whole
okay?
thing.
You want to shuffle that little bit of
Do
card?
that
That's
little
fine.
shuffle?
That's fine.
All right,
Okay.
now, go
Okay,
ahead.
Throw some more. Okay.
Finish
Get the
it
whole
up.
rest of it on there.
That's fine.
There we go.
Okay.
We're good.
Now,
Did you notice what a gentleman I was?
You were a
Mark told me
gentleman.
to stop, and I
That was
stopped.
very
Now,
nice of you to
you're
do
Mark,
that.
right?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
take those cards.
Yes, sir.
Jason, you're going to hold your hand out.
All right.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Now you are going to do very similar. You're just going to deal single cards one at a time. You're not going to stop or shuffle, but at some point you're going to tell him to stop dealing. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna
So
just
this
do single
is
cards.
so this is a shuffled deck that Jason's now shuffled, and now
Okay,
Mark
so
is
now
dealing
I'm
onto
just gonna
Jason's
start
hand.
Doing single cards.
Yep.
Over and over.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Single cards.
You can do a couple clumps too until Jason wants to stop.
Okay, when Jason says
Jason
stop.
doesn't ever want to.
That's when Jason wants to go all night.
Jason's an all-night party
long.
guy.
Evan likes to go all night long, especially with that.
Evan and I are
picture of
going to
Mickey
Roblox
Mouse.
it up later.
It's
Okay.
Mickey
All right,
Mouse.
stop.
Okay. So right there, or do you want to have to deal one more?
No, okay, one more. Give me one more.
So Mark's going to
Just
deal one more
one
card.
more.
Okay.
One more card?
Just
Again,
one more.
completely
There
free
we go.
choice. Now,
I got it.
Here's what what I'm going to have you do. Take that whole block of cards. You're going to hold it over the block that Jason has. You're not going to fully drop it on top yet. We're just going to hold it there.
Okay.
Hover above there. Okay.
Hover it above.
Now, completely free choice.
Yes.
A deck that you shuffled, Mark.
Correct.
It's out of my hands.
All right.
He shuffled it
I
too.
did.
Jason
Yeah,
shuffled it too.
I did.
By your
And I cut it.
choices, you did all this.
Yes.
Okay. Now, right now, Mark, I want you to turn your packet over, and what card is on the bottom of the deck?
The King of Diamonds, ladies and gentlemen. The
King of Diamonds.
Of
Okay.
Diamonds.
Now, had we
do it.
gone one more or one less, you can see that, again, these would be completely different.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, Evan, do you remember at the beginning of this, I wrote something on your hand?
Evan, why are you smiling so big?
Hold it up to the camera.
Could you please bring your hand out in a closed fist?
Oh my God.
Slowly turn it over.
Oh no.
Open it up and see what is written.
The King of Diamonds! Man!
Can you? put it like right up in
Evan,
front of
get
it.
up to that camera.
Like
Show
right in front of
people
it.
that.
Oh my
like, that's
God.
crazy. I had the King of Diamonds. He's got it written on his hand. Keegan Emmert, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is amazing.
That is awesome.
That is wild.
That is awesome.
What do you think about that, Evan? Jump on that mic real quick. Jump on that mic real quick. One of those mics.
I have no idea how he did that.
That's wild, though, dude.
Anybody who did not tune in, shame on you.
Keegan Emmert is an amazing person.
Shame on you. You missed
Now,
it.
listen, Keegan, we know that you love to come here, hang out with us. You might even do something special for us online after this. Like, we'll work on it, you know. But listen, we know that you love to come here and talk to us and hang out. And we do politics, and we know that that's not necessarily your cup of tea all the time because you're one of these people that gets out and talks to a lot of different people about a lot of different things, but magic's your forte.
Yes.
How can people get a hold of you if they like you to be a part of their party or their event or come out to their restaurant or whatever and do magic? Like, how would they get a hold of you? Like, tell people. I want people to know this. You're an amazing artist.
Yes. So my website is www.lockandkey.com.
Lockandkeymagic.com. Lockandkeymagic.com. So everybody go out there, find Keegan Emmert on social media, find Lock and Key Magic,
Yes.
like that, share it, tell people about it, because Keegan,
Dude, that was amazing.
it is amazing. Now, you said you're getting more into the mentalist type stuff, right?
Yes.
To the reading people. And if you remember, I made a little joke earlier about in the early 2000s, there was a television show. I can't remember the name of the guy, but what he was a whole crowd of people like Oprah, right? And then he'd come out on stage and he'd be like, I'm feeling like there's a Q over here. There's a Q. Is it a Quincy or a whatever? Like, and then somebody would be like, I know somebody named Quincy, like that, and then they'd be like, stand up, please, stand up. Okay, and the whole place, right? Like, oh, is it a boat? I see a boat. Is there a boat? Oh yeah, he loved to go fishing all the time. Oh, it's on a river, isn't it? It's on a river. Yes, we live right by a river. Like crazy stuff like that. And this dude had a TV show for like 6 or 7 years. We've also watched this stuff with Chris Angel and people like that too. So it's all interesting, but I don't know, man. You just catch me off guard, and I'm just sitting here like, what? What? Man. All right, Keegan, I know we ain't got much time left here on the show. And I want to say thank you very much for being on our show with us.
Just wow. Really, that's all I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more from our friend Keegan, you need to go to lockandkeymagic.com. You need to talk to him, and you need to find out how to find out where he's going to be. In fact, do you have any upcoming events that you got scheduled up right now that you're getting ready to do?
So towards the end of Christmas, I did a stand-up magic show at Savor on Main Street, St. Charles.
Okay.
SAVOR during the
All
Christmas season.
I know a couple guys that own bars down there, like the Honky Tonk Cowboy Bar and a few things. Yeah.
It was a very successful show, and they're actually going to have me come back for some multiple dates. We don't have the dates confirmed yet.
You know what I want to do? I'd like to do a live show for us. Like what? Maybe not even a live show. I'd like to do a magic event.
Yes.
Where he's the host of it and he's the star of the show. We get together with the QNow and maybe even KYRO, depending on how it all works out. And then we turn around and we get our friend Keegan here to do a show, and we set it up at a location. Because I think with Marcus involved 100%. With that, Monsieur Boston and all these other people, hell, even Evan can come out with a lady and
you can even throw
impress the ladies with this. That's an easy thing to do.
You can even throw a couple stand-ups in between.
Hey, you know a lot of firefighters. They might like drinking beer and watching magic. You never know. You never know. He said what?
They do.
They do.
The beer part.
They do love drinking beer. They definitely love that.
I got that.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, I've got the 100 worst rated foods in the world, right? So if I can give you guys a quick rundown of the top 10, I'd love to hear your opinions on this, okay? Because this is wild. How adventurous of an eater are you guys? By the way, are you an adventurous eater? What about you, Evan?
Yes.
You adventurous eater? Yes, no? You like to try new things? Try new things?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With food?
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Jay?
I love new things.
He's trying to text people about, and he needs to be focusing
I'm getting
on
responses for this.
If he's not in the middle of making loud noises with potato chips, he's paying attention to everything but the show. It's crazy. Okay,
That was the show.
All right. Blood pancakes coming at number 1.
Ew.
Pancakes made with onions, spices, and reindeer blood. They're popular in
Why?
Sweden and
Of course
Finland, but average rating from a tourist is about 1 out of 5 stars.
Well, yeah, it's made with blood.
It's well, I think that it's what blows people. Well, it's got onions in it too and spices. Listen,
Onions and
if
pancakes?
I have a pancake and it tastes like onions, there's absolutely get ready for 59. That's what
Gotcha,
you do.
gotcha.
Well, actually, for you, yeah, around 59.30. Number 2, blood pulp. Do you guys know what blood pulp is?
No.
So 2 blood things.
Once again, dumplings with reindeer blood. Yes, Sweden and Finland
It
again.
really must not taste
What is
good.
the deal with reindeer blood in
Right?
Finland and Sweden? What are you people
How many
doing?
reindeer do they have up there? They can
Must
just get
have
some
a
blood.
lot, dude. They must have a ton.
You ever try getting near a deer?
This one is called Carlsgrove. Calskrove, a calzone stuffed with French fries and full hamburger, including the bun. It sounds like something America could come up with,
Right.
But it's on a menu in Sweden once again. Okay, all right. I've now gotten the top 3
So
worst.
we're not going to Sweden. Is what you're saying.
Basically,
Right? Eat
Keegan has
blood.
figured it out. None of us are going to Sweden ever for anything, evidently, because they just don't know how to eat anything decent.
Eating cheeseburgers inside pizza
All right,
rolls.
now this is a weird one, guys. Sved, spelled S-V-I-D, pronounced S-V-E-E-D.
Is that also in Sweden?
It's from
Nope.
Sweden.
Just half of a sheep's head, boiled and
What?
served with mashed potatoes, a traditional dish in, guess the location.
Norway.
No.
Where's Dracula from?
Iceland.
Oh, okay.
And Iceland, Iceland's green, Greenland's ice.
Yeah.
Right.
Number 5, deep fried silkworms, seasoned with
That's
salt and
disgusting.
pepper. They're popular in Thailand.
That's so gross.
Chapalule.
How can you deep fry one
Chilean
of
bread
those?
made with potatoes and flour. Jellied
Why
eels.
is that the worst though?
Right?
I don't know. Jellied eels is on the list. Ramen burger. It's the only American.
Right, there you go.
It's the only
But you know what,
American one in the top 10.
Don't you think a worm would just explode no matter how much breading you had on it when you throw it in hot oil?
You would think so.
You said 30?
Yep.
All right.
You're good, man. Artichoke salad in Greece. Now, they boil the artichokes to make them tender and then cut them up and add lemon. So, yep. Wow, that's kind of crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And sour curry made with fish entrails. So, internal organs. It's a traditional dish in Thailand. Yay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time for us to get out of here on the QNow. I want to thank our guest, Keegan Emmert. What's up, Keegan? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Home run
Lock
again.
and keymagic.com. Jason Kull, thank you so much for being on the show. Evan Shepard, thank you so much for once again joining us and being a part of this. That's going to do it for us here on this episode of the QNow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. You can check us out at theqnow.com. Old episodes, new episodes, and everything in between. Don't forget, you can always find me online at Mark Bland, MarkBland on Twitter and everywhere else. We will see you guys next time from the Gateway Fiber Studios of KYRO.